Welcome to my channel, the world of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Asterisk on the distant world of Thalara, where the sky glowed violet and the forests shimmered with blue fireflies, there lived a woman named Mira Towering, strong and unlike anyone else in her village. Her body was massive, powerful, carved by nature in a way that made people whisper behind her back. Since childhood, she had been told one thing repeatedly, like a curse stamped into her bones. Her body was too big for breeding. Doctors confirmed it. Elders repeated it. Even family avoided the topic, treating her future as if it were already sealed. No love, no partner, no child, no destiny beyond loneliness. So Myra grew into adulthood, believing she was an accident of evolution, a mistake too large for the delicate cycle of life. But one quiet evening, as she stood on the cliff overlooking the glowing valley, she saw a strange light descending from the sky, something foreign, powerful, and full of mystery. It was a human starship, entering Thalara for the first time in years. And though she didn't know why, her heart suddenly beat faster, as if some forgotten feeling inside her was waking up. The ship landed near her village with a soft, metallic From it stepped Ethan Ward, a human explorer known for his peaceful missions. Unlike the villagers, Ethan didn't panic at Myra's size. He didn't step back. He stepped forward. When his eyes met hers, there was no fear, no disgust, only curiosity and something warm she couldn't understand. He asked her name gently, as if he already respected it. Myra expected pity, mocking, or hesitation. Instead, she found a man staring at her like she was something magnificent. That night, the whispers grew as villagers tried to understand why. A human diplomat kept watching the giant woman with such interest. But for Ethan, the answer wasn't complicated. He had never seen anyone look both strong and heartbreakingly lonely at the same time. Days turned into weeks as Ethan explored. Thalara and Mira became his unofficial guide. She showed him forests where glowing flowers opened only during thunderstorms, lakes that reflected the stars even during daylight, and hidden mountains carved with ancient symbols. At first, she walked ahead of him, keeping distance out of habit. But Ethan kept trying to talk to her, kept asking questions, kept smiling every time she looked at him. Slowly, she began to respond. They didn't share much at the beginning, just small talk about the colors of the sky, the stories of their species, the strange differences in their worlds. But even these simple conversations felt new and dangerous to Mira. She had never spoken so much to anyone before. She had never been seen this way before. One night, as they sat beside a glowing lake, Ethan finally asked her the question no one dared ask, why she always kept herself apart from others. She stayed quiet for a long moment, because even speaking the truth felt like reopening an old wound that had never healed. But Ethan waited patiently, silently, without pressure, without judgment. And so she finally said the words that had haunted her since childhood. "My body is too big for breeding." Mira expected him to look away, to hide discomfort, to give the same sympathetic reaction she always saw. Instead, Ethan's face softened, like he was hearing the saddest thing in the universe. "Who told you that?" he asked quietly. She explained the medical reports, the elders' beliefs, the cruel comments she heard daily. Ethan didn't argue, didn't give false hope. He simply asked, "Do you believe it? Or do you believe it because they wanted you to?" That question didn't comfort her, it shook her. For the first time, she wondered if she had accepted a future that wasn't truly hers. As days passed, Ethan and Myra grew closer. He stayed near her during his research, walking at her pace, sharing food, laughing with her, telling her stories of humans who overcame impossibilities. Mira started to feel something she had never allowed herself to feel: hope. Ethan treated Her as if she was normal, as if her size was not a flaw, but a feature of someone extraordinary. He asked her opinions, listened to her experiences, and saw beauty in things she thought were ugly. Villagers gossiped louder now, confused by the human who preferred the company of the unbreedable giant. But Myra didn't care. She started, waking up each day with a feeling she couldn't name. And deep inside, the wall of fear she built around herself began to crack. Everything changed the night a violent storm hit the valley. Lightning tore open the purple sky. Winds uprooted trees. Ethan tried to help villagers secure their homes, but a massive piece of debris broke loose and fell toward him. Without thinking, Myra rushed forward and shielded him with her body. The blow was heavy. It would have crushed any normal person. But she held strong, protecting him completely. Ethan collapsed into her arms, injured but alive, whispering her name as she carried him to safety. She stayed with him all night, cleaning his wounds, watching every breath he took. In those quiet, fragile hours, something inside her shifted forever. She realized she could protect life. She could hold it carefully. She could nurture it. She wasn't too big, she was strong. Strong enough to save the man who saw her worth when no one else did. After the storm, Ethan recovered slowly, and Myra never left his side. Their connection deepened in ways neither had expected. Their conversations grew emotional. Their silences grew meaningful. They laughed more, shared more, bared more. Something gentle formed between them, something warm, something intimate, something real. Myra began rethinking everything she believed about herself. Ethan's kindness wasn't pity. His admiration wasn't fascination. It was something true, something dangerous, something she wanted desperately to trust. Weeks later, Myra felt strange. Her energy shifted. Her heartbeat grew faster. Her emotions felt heavier. At first, she blamed stress, the storm, or exhaustion, but deep inside, she knew something was different. Confused, she went to a healer, expecting nothing. But as the healer scanned her body, her expression changed completely. Her hands trembled, her voice shook, and when she finally spoke, her words froze Myra's entire world. "There is life inside you." Myra's mind went blank. Her heart thundered. The healer continued. A heartbeat. A child growing. Everything she had been told, every insult, every medical report, every whispered cruelty, collapsed at that moment. She was not too big for breeding. She was carrying a child. A life. A miracle. Something no one thought possible. With tears in her eyes and certainty burning in her chest, Myra ran to Ethan. When she told him, her voice broke. Said I could never. They said my body was wrong. Ethan stepped close, placed his hand gently over hers, and whispered, "Maybe they didn't know what your body was truly made for." Myra cried openly for the first time in years not. From sadness, but from relief, love, shock, fear, and joy all mixed together. The impossible had happened, and it happened because one human believed in her more than she ever believed in herself. Months passed, and Myra's pregnancy became the talk of the planet. People who once whispered insults now whispered awe. The giant woman, the unbreedable one, was carrying a hybrid child, strong, healthy, and loved before it was even born. Ethan stayed on Thalara permanently, refusing to return to Earth. He had found a life here, a purpose, a partner, a future. Together, Myra and Ethan stood on the hill overlooking the valley, watching villagers gather below, eager to see the miracle she carried. Myra placed her hand on her stomach, feeling the life growing inside her, and whispered softly, "I was never too big. I was never wrong. I only needed someone who saw me clearly." Ethan wrapped his arms around her, proud, grateful, and completely in love. Together, They had changed destiny, proving once again that humanity had a strange, beautiful talent for making the impossible real. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more powerful HFY sci-fi adventures.